All right, multiplication and division is something you cannot get away from, and it's important because it really strengthens our number sense. So one of the reasons you see it again and again and again is because each time you get it a little bit more. And as you work through multiplication and division, which is what we're going to work on today, you get better at rounding, estimating, guessing, number sense, fact families. It's all really good stuff. So that's why we're here. Is it my favorite? No, it's not. But here we are. It's okay to not like it. We're still going to do it. So I have two methods I'm going to show you on the same problem. And then I'm going to show you a second problem, same two methods again. But the first one is a bit simpler in what we can divide into. Okay, I had another parent ask, great, but what happens if I can't go into the first part of the division? So we're going to start here. These are on the work packet I sent home. These are not any of the ones they are required to do, but if you want to sit down and go through the problem as I do, they are in the packet on division without remainder. And it would be really beneficial to grab a piece of paper and write it down as I do it, pausing if I'm going too fast, because oh man, does it help. Let me get on my soapbox for a minute. There's a huge difference, guys, between watching someone do it, push pause and writing what they did, and writing as they go. Woo, that is a huge difference. Please do that. For your brain, all the data suggests it is a giant help. So, icky, 58 into 696. 58 is a giant number. I don't know my 58 times tables. I don't know about you. What I'm going to do, though, is this is the method I prefer. You can estimate. 58 is really close to 60. Okay? So let me show you that first. But I honestly don't prefer this. I feel like I get lost in the steps this way. Okay? But 58 can be rounded to 60. And 60 is going to have the same times tables as 6. So 6 times 1 is 6. 60 times 1 is 60. So you can go through and sort of do your 60s over on the side, and that'll help you guess, but you still have to multiply later. Okay? So I don't prefer that method because I feel like it takes more time than needed. What I am going to do is go ahead and write down 58 times 2. Just going to add them to the side here. Why not? So I know 58 times 1 is 58, and times 2 is 116. If I need more, then I'll come over onto the side and do it. Sometimes it really is just chipping away at the work. But obviously when I look at that, 58 into 6, well, you can't do that, right? That's whatever. We don't even need to do that. 58 into 69, this is traditional long division. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you what a tutoring kid of mine called the Big 7. And I've never heard it called that, but boy, I like it. Okay, 58 into 69 is once, right? Because 58 times 2 is way too big. 58 times 1 is going to go underneath. When you subtract these numbers, the product or the answer should be smaller than 58. If it's bigger, then you messed up and you could fit more 58s into that than you realized, okay? So I'm going to subtract and get 11. Now I'm going to bring down my 6. 58 into 116, I don't know. Oh yeah, I wrote 58 times 2 over here. Perfect. That's here, okay? So that is 116 and there's no remainder. Sorry about that. I had an alarm go off. If you know me, I have about 1,500 alarms to remind myself what I'm doing in my day. As I was saying, if you get to the end, right, there's no more numbers over here, and you have something down here, let's say this was a 4. It's not, just go with me. You would simply put remainder of 4. That's how we're doing it for 5th grade. As we move forward, we'll turn that into a fraction or a decimal, but we're not doing that today. Woo, less work, great. Okay, and I don't know why that's there, so there we go. So 58 into 696 is 12. If this method you've learned and you've learned and you hate it and you hate it, let me show you the Big 7. The downside to the Big 7 is you have to just pick. And to some kids, to some adults, that's too many choices. The plus to the big 7 is that you can stick to your comfort zone, okay? So let me show you this way, okay? 58 into 696. You're gonna ask yourself, what do I know 58 times what? What do I know? 58 times anything. Well, I know my 5s and my 10s really well. 58 times 10 is 580. I know that. Ms. Vaughn, that has nothing to do with this number. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. 58 times 10 is 580. That's less than what I have here. You're going to chip away at your big number. I love this. Okay. So here we go. We're going to subtract it. Okay. 58 into 116. Well, I know 1 times 58 is 58. Let's say I didn't even do this over here, right? And that's something, right? Sure is. Sure is. You're going to subtract it. Okay. Got to carry. Oh, look, 58. Well, I know 58 goes into 58 once. You're probably thinking, what the heck were you doing? Like, okay, and I'm creating a running log of multipliers that will then add to 696. This is so cool. Watch, look. I'm going to add these together, and I get 12. Isn't that, I love that. That is amazing. Let's do it again on a harder problem. We're going to do both methods again. Okay? All right. 42 into 252. This was the question I got today. Well, 42 doesn't go into 25. You're right. It doesn't. You have to just do it into the big number. If it doesn't go into the first digit, we move on. 42 doesn't go into 2. If it doesn't go into the second digit, 25, doesn't go in there. You just go to the next one. So are we really doing long division? I mean, not really. It's going to be pretty short, but let's stick with it. Again, you can do 40, 80, 120 if you want. I'm just going to go ahead off to the side and collect a few. I know 42 times 1 is 42. Let's just do them, right? And this is why we do this, because you really do have to do the work, which is why everyone hates it, but man, is it good for your brain. You know what? I'm going to do one more. Oopsies. Now you could do that, but let's do this. 84 plus 42. Well, Miss Vaughn, couldn't you do 42 plus 42 plus 42? Yeah, but I mean, I'm already here, right? Okay. So 42 times 3 is 126. Now again, long division style, we have to get all the way up to 42 into 252. So honestly, you're just kind of stuck here, continuing to add until you get there. I'm keeping track of all of these in one spot. If I had a longer number, you would want to keep this so that as you continued in your journey, you wouldn't have to go, where was that chicken scratch I wrote somewhere, right? So I'm writing these in a relatively random place, sure, but I'm keeping track of them all in this nice little area here, right? Okay, so now I've got, as I say that. Okay, and at this point, you're gonna guess and realize 42 goes into 252 6 times. Does this one feel kind of mean? Yeah, it does. This is a great opportunity to show you the big 7 and why she's helpful. Okay, 42 into 252 with the big 7. I don't know. 42, I know that 42 times 2 is 84. Whoopsies. 42 times 2 is 84. Because I can do that one in my head. Okay, great. Let's do it. We're going to chip away at it. I'm borrowing. I'm subtracting. I'm doing my thing. I'm in the zone. I don't know. I just know that 42 times 2 is 84. That's all I know, Ms. Vaughn. And that is okay. 42 times 2 is 84 again. Okay, well, okay, great. I know that. And oh, look, 42 into 84 is 2. I know that one. Do you see how I used one fact and I got through the whole problem? That is what the joy of the Big 7 is. Okay? Then you're going to add all of your pieces together. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. I prefer that on this one. Okay? So there you have it. Long division. No, there's not a trick that you missed. Yes, there are many methods. I would recommend that Big 7 because, man, is it great for chipping away. But if you have trouble kind of picking and starting somewhere, you're going to kind of failure to launch issue with that. So the long division would be it because she's, as much as she's annoying, she's the comfort zone. So that's why I wanted to show you both. All right.